Okay, awesome. Okay, well, thank y'all for hopping on. I'm so happy to see some more faces. So this is kind of a continuum. Is that a word? I don't know. I'm making it a word. Of last week that Hillary did of social media stuff. So if you have not watched that, go back and watch it. She also says a lot of Facebook stuff. Yeah, Facebook, but she's a Facebook queen. So go watch that if you want to learn Facebook stuff. So we're gonna kind of again go off of last week with social media stuff, but I want to give y'all like tips, like stuff that y'all can like really use. Like I'm not here like tonight to like pump you up. I'm here to like give you actual things that y'all can use. So make sure you have your phone out. Get on your phone. Get on Instagram right now because I'm walking you through stuff and I want y'all like going it through with me. So let me pull up my notes. Otherwise, I can just get on here and ramble. Okay, so story features. So Instagram stories are so key. One, they will not junk up your page, so you can have your feed all nice and glamorous and pretty. Because again, they expire in 24 hours. I think we all know that. So doing stories, you got to do them. A lot of people, excuse me, may not always see your post on your feed, but on your stories, it's easy for people that are in a rush. They can just go through, tap, look at stories. It's easy. So utilizing those is key. We're all like, I know all of us on here, excuse me, I gotta stop drinking this Dr. Pepper, are really good for having people see them. Plus, on stories, you can see who see it. Unfortunately, we can't know that on our feed. We just see if someone liked it. But with stories, you want to use their features. So I'm just going to take a blank photo. So when you go to the top up here, you can see all these features. Now, Instagram rewards the people that use their features. So the more you use polls, the more you use the little like swipe thing, the drop answer box, the location, the music, the time, the gifts, the countdowns. When you use those, Instagram rewards you of like, thank you for using our features. We're going to push you in the algorithm for more people to see your stuff. If you don't know what an algorithm is, essentially is that instead of everything being chronological like it used to be on like Facebook and Instagram, they want to see you building that connection with people. So if you are not liking, commenting, viewing stories, interacting with people, messaging, they're not going to see your stuff. You can post all day, every day, and not interact with anyone, and no one's going to see your stuff. It's social media. You have to be social with people. Now, I get it. Not all of us have time to, yes, amen to that. I know all of us don't have time to just sit and like people's stuff. We're all busy. We get that. But setting time aside to make time for that will boost you so much. I'm going to tell y'all, I hated interacting. I ain't got time for it. To me, I don't make money that way. I don't make money to like people's photos. I'm being honest. So I went to Hillary and I'm like, tell me an easy way to interact with people because I know I need to do it, but I don't want to do it. It's not that I don't like people. It's just, it wastes my time. I'd rather be messaging or talking to people or making posts or writing stuff. So what I did, I made an interacting list. I'm going to go into that later, but you have to do it. By doing that and being intentional with that, one, I have a girl that has ghosted me that is now interested in joining the business. She is a strong potential of mine. Two, I used to have about 500 so people view my stories. Now that I'm interacting with people, I now have 800 people viewing my stories because I messed around with the algorithm. So now more people are seeing my stuff. So it's not so much all the time. I know we stress growing your following, and you got to do it. So I'm saying you have to grow your following, but don't miss out on the people that are already following you. You have to interact with them. I have 10K plus followers, but I can also see I have 10,000 followers and 800 people view my stuff. And I was telling Hillary too, I'm like, I'm missing so many people. I'd rather interact with those people and get all the ones that aren't seeing my stuff versus keep following a ton of people. Again, which you should be doing, but don't waste the people that are already following you. They're probably just not seeing your stuff. So features on stories with your poll. You can, that was kind of weird. With the polls on stories, let me be like PG here. Polls are crucial in your stories, and they're very easy to implement in there. And 2, you always want your polls to be positive. There's never a no option. There's a never not interested option. There's never I don't want those products option. There is a yes and a heck yes. There is a send me more info. I'd love to join. There's always positive on both sides. 1, I don't need the negativity. 2, you want to give people those 2 options, because sometimes people may not be ready to join or order something, but I'm sure a ton of people would be interested in more info. So give them that option. So when you're messaging them, it's not kind of weird to be like, hey, so like, did you want to order, or do you want me to elaborate? You already know because they voted on the poll. So having that way in stories, this is super easy. You're up in the morning, you're making your coffee, you're showing them, you're recording it, put a little poll at the bottom and put in text, love my skinny coffee, or can't go a day without my skinny coffee. And then in the poll part, put I need that, and then send more info. That's so simple, because 1, you're showing people you're using the product, which you should be a product of the product. 2, you're using the poll, so it's going to boost it in the algorithm, and you're having 2 people interact with you. People that have probably you've never talked to, you've never messaged, are now showing interest, and it's an easy way for people to show that they're interested. I don't know how many times that I've messaged someone and they said, oh, I've been watching what you do, but I was just nervous to reach out to you. Or I've been interested in trying that, but like, I didn't know how to order, or something like that. So having these ways, we call them the call to action, is again, an easy way for people to show that they're interested. So again, having polls on your story are really good. Now, do not have a feature on every single photo back to back. That gets obnoxious. We don't want to be doing the most. If you don't know what doing the most is, Google it. We're not doing it. Like, there's got to be a balance. But having polls on your story is very key. Also, I don't use this one a lot, but I need to. But talking about the opportunity, you could do, let me pull it up. So if you click the little square with the smile guy up there, I don't know. Yes, do not be QVC on social media. No one wants to follow that, okay? Like, how many of us fast forward through commercials? We don't want to see it. If we're interested, we'll buy it. Don't have your page looking like that, okay? I think I was talking to Rachel earlier. I was like, if you go to my Instagram, you can't from a glance know what I do. You can't. And it's not that I'm embarrassed or I want to be sketchy and vague. It's that I want people to be curious to ask me, and then I can start that conversation. If you give them all the goods already, why do they need to talk to you? You know? Or, again, like I was telling Rachel, I'm like, they might have this preconceived notion, and we can actually give them the facts on like why we're the best company. I ain't biased. We are the best company. So, yes, do not be QVC. QVC's already taken. But this little guy, no. Yes. This one, where people can swipe whatever that is really good. Again, I don't use this one enough, and I need to start because it's so easy. You can put, can't go a day without, and I'm going to use keto coffee as like an example, but can't go a day without my skinny coffee. Like, who loves coffee? And swipe. And if they love coffee, message them. Say, hey, have you ever heard of our skinny coffee? That's so simple. You're not like, hey, I heard that you like coffee and you would love our coffee, and this is what our coffee does. And hey, have you heard of our skinny coffee? It's so simple. You're not annoying. You're asking a question. If they get their feathers rattled of that, then they need Jesus in their life. But anyways, that's another topic. So that was really good too. Also with the opportunity, I've seen people too, on stories, you can do, how do they do it? I'm trying to think. They would do, let me try to make it real quick. There is like a graphic for this somewhere that I need to find, but honestly, you could just like make your own, and it's like super simple. But you could just like be talking about the business. And then I've seen them do, they've put the amount with a question at the top and say, how much more a month would help you. And then they slide it based off of if they want 200, if they want 500, if they want 1,000. That's super simple. You're asking a question. And then you can talk to them about the opportunity. It's not join my team. It's like, how much more money would you want a month? You could do this with the, real quick. So that's how you can use the slide thing, or, you know, really just anything, you know, like be creative. You could do, I don't know why I closed out that photo, but, oh yes, let me make it again. Yeah, also too, if you have any questions of anything or think of anything as I'm speaking, I can kind of talk fast. There's just a lot I want to share. You could do a picture of you and then put a question and be like, I love making extra money from my phone. How much money a month would help you? And put that at the very bottom. That's super simple. And you still are cute. You're showing yourself, your life. And you can do it that way. You can also do it too with the question box. The question box is an awesome one too. You could be talking about the opportunity and put drop me in the question box for more info. And when I mean question box, I mean this little guy. This guy. You be talking about the opportunity. I love making money from my phone. If you're interested, put in the box. Or you could say how much more money a month could help you. And they could put the amount in the box, something like that. You could be something cute with your skinny coffee. How many cups of coffee do you drink a day? Drop below. Super simple. You can talk about collagen because collagen's like a huge trend right now. Who is drinking collagen? I need to find a brand. Now, you ain't finding a brand because you're drinking our brand. But you're going to start that conversation and be like, hey, actually, well, that actually wouldn't be good because if you're asking for a brand and then talk about, don't do that actually. Disregard that. You just ask like, who's drinking collagen? And then start that conversation. You could talk about the celery because juicing celery is really big. Who's into juicing? Drop below your recipes or something like that. Start that conversation. So these are very easy ways of not just always like, I know it's very easy because I do it too, posting those slides that already have all the stuff, but this is a really good, yeah, that would be perfect. This is a very easy way of incorporating that interaction with the algorithm as well. So you're kind of like killing two birds with one stone. Also, despite interaction, locations, music, time, all that type of stuff. And that's all right here. Tag locations. That is huge, not just by using the feature, but for other people to find you. That's such an easy way to gain followers without having to follow people because people find other people by location. Also, too, using GIFs. They're just fun. Now, of course, don't put 5 GIFs on one photo. Don't put a GIF on every photo. Like, use it sparingly. You know what I mean? Using the time feature. Just, honestly, any of these is so good. Excuse me, I keep burping. Countdowns are fun if you're like counting down to something. Like, we should all be posting about conference and counting down a conference, whether you're going or not. You gotta share it. Let people know big stuff is happening and now is the time, because it is. They don't want to wait till a conference comes and whatever is announced is announced, because they get started now. They're ahead of the game. They're already growing. They're going to get all the benefits anyways. They want to join now. So be sharing the countdown with conference. Yes, Hillary is a queen of like national days and like incorporating that. So if you need a day, she's got the day. What else? Also, this like quiz thing you can do. You can like have like a question or something and have answers for them to answer. I love doing these every now and then because when it's like super fun and people like to guess and be right. But after I've grown quite a few followers, I will do like a get to know me, and I'll put where am I from, and I'll put like 4 answers normally, and they'll have to pay attention that I'm from Houston. I'll put like where did I go to school, or what's my dog's name, or like my favorite movie, or my favorite genre of music, or if you have a boyfriend, what's your boyfriend's name? I'm single as a Pringle. I can't do that. Just like different things for people to get to know you. People love going through those things. Like I get the most interaction from that, or like polls of things. So like I did one like a Christmas. So like, what was it, like peppermint or gingerbread, or hot chocolate or eggnog, colored lights or white lights. I swear I got so much interaction. It was insane. So doing those, and again, I don't do them all the time, but if I feel like my interaction's kind of going down, that will spike it back up, because people, they want to be involved. They want to share their opinion. They want to guess. They want to be right. They love games. So do those things that gets people interacting. What else? You could do one for, I think I did one last year for like Valentine's Day. Again, single as a Pringle, but I love Valentine's Day. I think it's like the cutest holiday ever. So I did like white roses or pink roses. Do you like chocolate or chocolate covered strawberries? Do you go out or stay in? Like, people love doing those too. I think I did like red lipstick or like a nude color, like fancy or cat, like stuff like that is gold. Like if you need interaction, I love doing those types of things. And it's not even about the business. So don't feel like everything with interaction, it has to be, but those are just some tips as well. Any questions so far? I know I'm kind of speaking fast, but I got a lot of stuff. We're good? Okay. Awesome. Blurry photos. Don't post blurry photos. Also too, how to prevent that. Now I know if you're taking photos from someone else, like I always say, hold down the photo, then screenshot. I get that. We all do it. It's okay. It's not like a bad thing. But if it's been screenshotted so many times and it's just a low quality and blurry, don't do it. People know, like we're in 2020. People aren't stupid. They know if a photo is blurry, that means that so many people have like screenshot that photo. So just maybe screenshot it and then recreate it if you can, or just find another one. Also too, on the albums on our team page, a lot of those photos are not blurry, but instead of screenshotting it, even though it's on the team page, if you hold down on the photo and then do save photo, you get that actual, yeah, exactly. If you do the save photo, it won't pixelate it, because every time you screenshot it, you're pixelating it. It's like zooming into a photo. You pixelate it to where it gets blurry. So always, if there's an option, do save photo. Now, again, if you're taking a story from someone else, that's literally the only way you can do that. But otherwise, there's really no excuse on like having blurry photos. You know what I mean? Share your life on your stories. On my personal team page, y'all have a breakdown of how to make your story slides of your story. Yeah, there's also that too. I use that for photos. I use Story Ghost if you have an iPhone. So don't you have an Android or Samsung? Yeah, so those are two apps. I'll put mine in there too. So if you see videos on anyone else that you want as well, you obviously can't screenshot a video, but you can use that app and you can take the photo and they won't know. Now, of course, they have their face on it, or like it's family, like let's not be like crazy, you know? But if it's like something like of the company, like those ones that I had about, what's it called? I don't know. One's a while ago that it was like the computer screen and there was a video of like Mark talking. I got that from someone else and I used the Story Ghost thing. I didn't make that. But also too, sharing your story on your stories is so key. I know I tell you all the time and I preach it. People want to know who you are. People want to know your story and why you're doing this. And also sharing where you're going. People will follow people who know where they're going. If you don't shout out where you're going, like my girls, y'all are going diamond, whether you like it or not. You're going diamond. So share it. People would love to make a full-time income from their phone. Are you kidding? We're in 2020, people. Share it. Tell them. In the next 60 days, I'm going to be a diamond rank in my company, the top 1% making a full-time income from your phone. Who could use some extra money? Come on. Tell people that you're doing that. People want to know exactly. Like, people want to know where you're going. What are you doing? And it's not always about the money, but just sharing what you're going to accomplish is so key. So, oh, my connection's bad. I just saw your text. I'm so sorry. My Wi-Fi is no bueno. I put cute fonts on here. I have no idea why. I guess just like changing your fonts. I guess that's why I did that. I know this is like basic of the basic Instagram stuff, but it's just like, I feel like we just gotta talk about it. So like the typewriter, you can do strong, classic, all that type of stuff. Also just making things like clean and like aesthetically pleasing. Like, let me just make one that's like, I guess, semi-cute. It's cute to me. Find what's cute to you and cute to the like average person. Because you might look at what I'm doing and be like, girl, get your life together. Let's do. So you can post a photo of you watching the family call later with something like that on it. You're using the fonts, you're using the time. I think it's cute. I don't know. Tell me if it's ugly. You can use on the strong. The strong is actually the only font that you can layer and it not be off. I've tried on the classic one and you just can't get it like the same as the one before and layer it because it's going to be off either way. The strong one though will actually like, you can layer it and it looks fine. So stuff like that, using the features, fonts, so key. Okay, so now we're gonna get into interacting. So what I've done is in my iPad, and you can do this in a notebook, get a notebook, write interacting at the top, and I normally do this for 5 days at a time. So you'll write like today's date or start tomorrow because it's the 20th if you want to go by fives. I'm like OCD like that. But do January 20th through the 25th and go through, and again, I just go through the alphabet because it's easy to, my dog just growled at me because I'm being too loud. Jeez. I go through A to Z of my followers, and I basically pick out my dream team. And basically what that is that anyone that I'm following and they are quite active, because I want them to be on social media quite often. Otherwise, I don't want to go through on someone that's like barely on there and it's like, okay, well, now you got to be on here every single day. Because we do have to be on here every single day. Not all day, but we do have to be here every single day. So I want someone that is active, posting on stories, posting on their feed, you know, having that interaction. They have a nice feed. They don't have cuss words in their bio like bad, B, blah, 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 blah. No, we're not doing that. I don't need like naked photos on your thing or like tank tops and crazy, like, no. Have your person that like, you just look at their feed and like, dang, they would kill it. And I'm not saying they gotta look like a blogger either, like some fancy, like they're just like perfect. But find people that you can relate to. If you're in college, go for college girls. If you're a mom, go for other moms. Find that person that is like you, because two, finding people that like, I got started when I was in college. So it was easier for me to relate to people that are in school because like I know how to fit this around a school schedule. But again, like Rachel's a mom. I'm not a mom, but I mean, I can work around a schedule. Like we're all busy. We can figure it out. Hillary's a mom, but she also attracts a lot of college people. So, I mean, but just finding people that like, you just look at and be like, I would love to be their best friend. I would love to have them on my team, you know? Yes, definitely. So what I do is I go through and I just write people's names down. I don't like look too much into it because again, too, you don't really want to count anyone out either. You never know. you know, you might have this preconceived notion of like, no, I don't really think that they would be good, and they could have been a rock star. You know, like Jade Hooper, when she got started, was not like the ideal person, and now she's like top 5 of the company. So just finding that balance of like, who do you feel like you would want on your dream team? And so I make a list on my iPad, again, days by 5. And so I make a list, I don't know how many are on here, maybe like 30, 40. And so every single day, and again, you're going to hear this and be like, that's a waste of time. I did too. Sometimes I still feel like it's a waste of time, but then I see 100 more people view my story and I'm like, yes, I'm doing something right. So I write these people's names down, and every single day, a length of time that I do have like a good, like solid, maybe 15 minutes, I will go through, I will look at my list, and I will go in Instagram, and in the search bar, I will type out a person's name, go to their page. If they posted a story, I will watch it. If they posted something on their feed, I'll look at it, I'll like it. I might comment on some, like on it if I can like relate somehow. And again, you just got to kind of like feel that out. Then on their story, if they don't post as often on their feed, because most people don't post on their feed every single day, you can interact on stories. Even if you really have nothing to say, you can do the swipe up thing and do like the little heart emoji. Or do, let me try to find someone so I can show you. Like this is Kristen's. So you can like swipe up and see all those features. So even if you're like, I'm not in the mood to talk to people really, or really like can't relate or say anything that's like not weird, do something like that. Like I feel weird when I see like multiple photos of like, and I don't mean this rude, but like moms like sharing their kids over and over. Like I can only say your kid's cute so many times. So sometimes I'll change it up. Like one day I'll say your kid's cute, then another day I'll do the heart emojis. Like, you know what I'm saying? Again, I'm really not being rude, but like you just want to switch it up, because you don't want to also like them look at the messages in the past 3 days when they post about their kids, be like, they're cute, they're cute, they're cute. They'll be like, this girl's psycho. Like, stop. That's weird. Like, stop looking at my kids. Like, that's how I would feel. So just like changing it up and doing it that way. So again, if they aren't always posting on their feed, just finding that roundabout. And sometimes maybe some days they didn't even post at all. Go to the next person. Or maybe you've really interacted the past few days and then like you kind of don't really have anything new to say on their stuff. It's okay. Skip a day. It's fine. But interacting is so key. Again, I've seen more likes on my photos, more views on my page, more views on my story, just by simply intentionally going through this list every single day. And then the next 5 days, I got a new list. And the next 5 days, I got a new list. And 2, I've noticed people that I've even put on this list that have ghosted me are now actually responding to my messages because I'm interacting with them. So just a tip if people are ghosting you, because they will. They ghost me all the time. But you got to do it. Also, too, I got this tip this weekend, but you can go, if you've recently followed people, which you should be every single day, but want to really intentionally interact with them for the next few days after you followed them, you can go on Instagram and filter, I don't know the right word, put in like the actual order you want of, where is it? Of who you're following. So like when I go to my followers, it'll like default. And if you press these arrows right here, you can do default, latest, or earliest. So if you do latest, it takes like a while to load. But at the very top person is the most recent person you followed. And so the next few days after you've like done a massive following, you can go through and intentionally follow with those brand new followers. So then when you message them in a few days, they're like, oh, this girl's been liking my stuff. We've already been chatting. And it's an easier way of like not forgetting people when you follow them, because like you can put it in the order, which again, mine's still loading. Let me turn my Wi-Fi off. Okay, so like, it always freezes when I do this. Oh, and now I have low battery. So like all these people are like recent people I followed. Well, a few of them have stories. So I'm going to go watch this person's story and this person's story and like on their stuff. Like, this girl's at a wedding. So fun. Comment on it. So that's an easy way to interact as well. again, watching people's stories, I do a lot of times, and this really isn't to be rude, but like, I ain't got time to sit here and watch everyone's story. So, obviously, the people that you watch them the most are going to be the ones right by your name. Because you watch them the most, that's how the algorithm is. The people you watch the most are always going to be in the front. So, what I'll do is I will scroll, I will stop, and I will play Sally Sue's, and I will turn my volume down, and I'm going to go take a bath. I'm going to go brush my teeth. I'm going to go wash my face. I'm going to go put my pajamas on, and I'm watching people's stories because I'm boosting the algorithm. Play it, put it down. I mean, when I heard this, I was like, genius. I've been sitting here actually watching people's stuff. Now, when you're actually watching, you can interact, but if you've just had a day and you're like, I got to get something done, and you need to watch stories, play it, put it down, go do laundry, wash the dishes, take your dog outside, something like that, and just play the stories. And plug your phone in while you're doing it, or it's going to drain your battery. But that's super easy too. Also, again, liking and commenting on people's stuff. But that should go with interacting, because as you're interacting with new people will come on your feed, so it's easier that way anyways. Again, with feed stuff, keeping your feed very clean. Don't post spammy photos on your feed. Like, any of the photos like are on like our albums and stuff, they're already like templated like for your story. So again, when you like zoom in and post them like in the square that Instagram has, or even like Facebook, it can pixelate and it gets janky and blurry and weird. Just keep your feed nice. I think also too, it will really help with followers too, because they won't already look and be like, oh, they're selling something, or oh, they just like share things. Like, I don't mind following people from other companies, but I don't like going to their pages and like their whole feed is like product, because that gets annoying. You know what I mean? Like, we want to see people want to know you first. If you feel like you're having a disconnect with people of not joining right away or pretty soon, there's probably that disconnect, because they have to know, like, and trust you before they will ever buy something, before they will ever join your team. So it's very just like product opportunity. That's why I always say too on your stories, don't just always post about the product and the opportunity. You didn't do this before you joined the business. We don't expect you to like completely 180 when you join. You have to have that balance. Do everything you did before you joined and just add in our stuff. That's it. I know Hillary's like, yes. I see you typing. And I think that's where people are like, oh, now I started a business, I have to completely be in business mode. What's great about our business is that you don't have to do that. You can be you and still be business and still be professional and have that balance of sharing your life and sharing this. Yeah, exactly. Plus, if you do that, you're gonna have a ton of people unfollow you. Like, I'm just being honest. So it would be like a TV channel having the balance of like, or no, it would be like Sirius XM. They really don't have commercials, and then all of a sudden they started getting like paid ads, and all they play is commercials. You know how many subscriptions they would lose and like payers for Sirius XM radio? People are like, I don't want to hear this. Now, if you added in the ads in between the songs, you might stay around. But if you do a complete 180, you're hurting yourself. So don't do that. What else do I have? Any questions so far? Anything? We're good? Okay, I'm just gonna keep going. So that was kind of like the interacting part. Another thing, I could do a whole Zoom on this, but I'm gonna kind of make it quick. Let me plug in my phone actually. Highlights. Highlights are so good to have. Why isn't it plugging in? Okay, there we go. So highlights, if you don't know, are these little fun gadgets on your feed. And Facebook doesn't have these, I don't think. But they're these little like bubbles down here, and you can have them by category. So this is also a good way to share things that aren't just the business. So I have categories of the biz, that's like the business, my story. So I made like really like updated like slides of my story. So I had that there. So like besides my business tab, if people just want to know my story, it's right there. And I'm never going to add anything else to it. Like that is just my story. Oh, Facebook does has it. See how much I know about Facebook? Diddly squat. I have a food tab. So I like sharing food. My family, I have like a little dance tab. That was just for funsies because I saw it from another blogger and I was like, I want to do that. A music one because I love sharing music. I have one for my dog. I have a Nashville tab because me and my mom went to Nashville. I have an OOTD, so like outfit of the day tab because I used to like be better about sharing my outfits. I need to get back on that. I have a beauty tab, a skincare, decor, and then life. Those like last 4 I haven't really updated, but just having a few, I would start out with maybe like 3 to 5. I would do one tab or highlight of the business so you can save some of like your very good quality photos on there. So if people do want to go on your page and be like, okay, but like really what does she do? They can see a few. I have product on there. I have like my fast start bonuses on there. I do have like some other people's story slides on there. I mean, y'all can go and look and use whatever. And then a couple other things. If you want to do your family, or if you do travel a lot, or if you want to share quotes, like I share quotes a lot. I should probably made a quote slide or a highlight. You can do quotes. Anything that is like something that you love sharing about. If you love cooking, also under my food tab, I share a lot of recipes because I love cooking. My mom don't cook. So if we got to eat around here, it's because I'm cooking. So I share a lot of the recipes on there as well. If you are a book lover, share your books on there. If one of your kids just has like this one little morning routine they always do where they're just always like dancing and acting crazy, have one. If you go on, I'm getting off topic, but Sarah Newth, I think. I don't know if the K is silent or not. But if you go on her Instagram and look at the Rocky reel, she has a little kid named Rocky, and he is adorable. And she just shares like the cutest things of her son, Rocky. I mean, he's like in like Spider-Man stuff, just like swatting everyone. I mean, he's like the cutest thing. But I mean, it's simple stuff like that. So highlights are so good. I have little like icon graphics I stole from Google, but I like Hillary's too. She has just different like graphic photos, like our gold and black and different like metallics and stuff that are really pretty. You can do plain just colors. You don't even have to have like a cover, and that's what I was meaning, like a cover photo for it. But it can be like super, super simple, whatever you want. You could find stuff on Pinterest. But I think highlights are really good too to have some place for people to always go to and look at certain things to save it as well. I might do one for a conference or like a Tampa one. I'm thinking about it. I feel like that would be fun. So those are highlights. Oh, I also put on here, yeah, pets, places you've been to, like, again, if you travel a lot, fashion stuff, your life, you can just have like a life tab to where like if something interesting happened, put it on there. What else? Okay, I actually got through this like pretty quick. Okay, so recently, again, I was at an event this past weekend, and I have really been like thinking and wanting to work towards building locally. Okay, so like I was in college, now I'm back home like around Houston, and so I feel like we all need that sense of community like near us. Like my girls, I love y'all to death, but I wish y'all lived closer. We're all over the place. So building locally is so key. So you have those moments where you can get together with your team and go out for coffee and work together and take fun pictures and stuff like that. So I think it would be great if all of us work harder on building locally. Plus, you build those connections with people. So it's not always just through social media, through a lens or through these Zooms, which they're great so I can see y'all. But again, building local is so, so good. So, Hillary, I'm kind of throwing you on the spot, but it'd be great if you could do like a video of like Facebook stuff, because building locally through Facebook and Instagram are two different ball games. And we were kind of talking about this today because again, I solely work Instagram, but she's really good at Facebook, and a ton, like I think like 95% of your distributors and customers are around where she lives. And I'm like, well, dang, like I wish I had some more girls like closer to me. And I'm sure y'all, as y'all are growing y'all's teams, y'all want people closer to you. So when y'all are promoting, or y'all can have people over and go out and just have like-minded people that are shooting for what you're shooting for with you, if that makes sense. So on Instagram, I'm still like kind of figuring this out, but I just want to at least share like some stuff that I'm doing. So just, and Hillary told me this too, so I'm kind of taking stuff that she told me today, but searching up boutiques, coffee shops, churches, stores, any like local cute hot spots around you. Look them up on Instagram of the location, and then look at the people that posted that they were there, or that they liked that they were there, or any like geotag stuff like that. That will really help find people that are near you. So when you're following people, they're by you. So if they want more info, and be like, hey, why not like meet up and we can chat? Exactly. Yeah, for sure. Sorry, notification. This is why I just like turn my phone over, because I get distracted. What was I saying? I lose my train of thought so quickly, and it drives me bananas. But just searching different hotspots around you that like a lot of people go to. That is how you find people locally. When they tag the places, when they show that they were there, when they posted and they put the geotag at the top, if they tag it in their stories, stuff like that. And most of the time, people will put like their place like in their bio. Like I have HTX in my bio, so people know I'm in Houston, Texas. So that's easy too, finding people. Also, I got a little nugget this weekend from Amber. She's been working this business for I think 7 years now. Top of the company, amazing human. But she lives in Utah now, and she's like, y'all, the West Coast is like untouchable. Like there is not a lot of leaders in the West Coast. California, Washington, Oregon, Utah kind of has a few. Nevada, Arizona. They're like, there's so much growth over there. She's like, people need to be all on the West Coast. Be a lot, like there's probably like a triple diamond in California. They don't even have an ambassador yet. No one's in Montana. She actually mentioned Montana, which I don't even know who lives in Montana, whatever. No one's in Montana. They don't have a lot of leaders in Nevada. So if you really want to like go into a market that like not a lot of people are in, or like you'll hear people say, oh, it's saturated. Well, we're really not. But if you do want to start growing somewhere to where like really not a lot of people know about, the West Coast, she said all over there, from like Colorado over, not a lot over there at all. So that is really all that I had for social media stuff. I didn't want to put too much because I didn't want to like run out of time or have like a lot. But Hillary, do you have any little nuggets? Because I was going to like kind of share some stuff from this weekend, but I will wait because I know you probably have some. Okay, we're just going to wait. Okay, she's back. Go ahead.
Locking out my babies. Okay, so let me see. Okay, so I would say that something to me, I'm trying to think. For one, if you haven't yet gotten in a routine or a groove, so a way that you can do that you can implement it like on Facebook and Instagram, is saying that when you're doing like your posts on Facebook for the day, I'm going to talk about Facebook because she is mainly talking about Instagram. So with Facebook, something that I do every morning is I do something that's going to jumpstart people seeing my stuff. So I always have an empowering quote that I put out with a colored background. I don't take the quote from Pinterest when it comes to the picture, but I do when it comes to the words. I find stuff that speaks to me, and a good way to go about, hold on, I'm going to show y'all really quick on mine. Just a good way to go about like gathering this stuff, like maybe it's like late at night. The way that I teach my team is we have front of the house type of work that we do, and then we have like the back of the house type of work we do. And that's the stuff you do when everybody's asleep It's not the ideal time to like message somebody and talk to them and carry on a conversation because maybe you're half awake and you're gonna like quote something wrong. So this is some of the stuff that I do if it's like late at night and I can't sleep. So I get on Pinterest and I made a Pinterest board that has, it's for my brand. The more personal your brand is, the better. But at the same time, coming from a place of, I've never, like, what is a brand? What is a social brand? Who are these bloggers and influencers? Like, what is all of this? And it's brand new to you. You're learning how to establish a brand. But on the flip side of it is if somebody's ever on the team that understands marketing and stuff like that, you kind of got to personalize it some. So really what you guys are going to be experts on is humanizing network marketing to not be this big commercial all the time, but you're also going to be professional enough to show people that the money's real. Okay. So the best way to do that is starting like with your personal brand on that stuff. So when I go to do my first quote of the day, my Facebook following knows they're going to look at my stuff that morning because whenever they do, they're going to be like super empowered by it. Now, sorry, my girls are like yelling in the background. They're totally fine. They're screaming out "Let It Go" lyrics right now. But okay, I hope you guys can see this. So it just says a brand new HG because it was like me changing up my brand. But I hope y'all can see. I don't know if it's like too dark. Hold on.
Yeah, it's a little dark.
Okay. There we go. Can y'all see that? If not, I can just share my screen on my computer.
I think it's good. Kind of.
Okay. So, or well, hold on. I'm just going to do this. One sec. Okay, so, whoa, not talking to you, random computer notification. Okay, so what I did is I got on Pinterest and I set up this little brand thing. So what you can do on Pinterest is you can set up what's called folders. And when you do that, you are able, whoop, there it goes. Okay. You are able to divide out what you want on one single board. So for me, I have my brand board and I'm just pulling up my screen so I can share it with y'all really quick. Okay. Here we go. Okay, so on here, you guys can see this is like my little Pinterest board. So what I do is I have words. These are just random quotes that I've saved like middle of the night, whenever. I just save these things. And then every morning on Facebook, I go and I post one of these things. Now, sometimes I'm inspired by the self-development that I'm doing. So if I'm listening to sermons, if I'm reading a book, if I'm doing anything like that, listening to podcasts, that always empowers me to know like that if that's resonated with me, it will resonate with somebody following me because they already have something in common with me. That's why they chose to follow. So find some words that inspire you and make that can be your first post on Facebook, but it can also be your first story of the day. Like we were saying, like Morgan was saying, you don't need to post like only about the opportunity slides that we give you and the product slides that we give you. It's good to just like show up and encourage people. If you're adding value to people, they will keep following you. So the next thing is I have mood. So here's a little tricky trick for y'all when it comes to stories. So this is something that I did and I love it. So on here, you can find where people have made really cute little GIFs for their stories. And these are custom made by just content creators out there. And so I have a ton of them pinned. But if you just look up on Pinterest, like if you just look up like a little, just like story art or something like that for Instagram, you can find all of these. But I have that kind of stuff. And then just like little inspiration for like stories that I want to make, because the more that you make it look like you, the less spammy it'll be because they're not seeing it on every network marketer's, story that day. Because if maybe they don't follow a bunch of girls in It Works, but if they follow a girl like you from It Works, and then they follow a girl from Arbonne, they follow a girl from whoever else, they all do the same thing we do. So you want to show up looking like you as much as possible. And we totally get it. Like we use stories from other people too, but mix in enough of our own where that really helps. So I use that kind of stuff. And then I save how Morgan was saying how she loves food and, cooking and things like that. Well, for me, I look at stuff and I'm like, okay, 3 ways to Monet. So I look at that and I'm like, okay, so 3 ways to do it works. Like 3 ways to be a loyal customer. Like I'm going to take that idea and I'm going to break that down and fit it into our stuff. If I'm going to say, I wrote down something. So if I say 4 steps to getting your energy back. So I may talk about keto energy, keto coffee, may talk about like other different things, but that's like just random ideas. Like find the ideas, make them your own. We're all like, one of the coaches I listened to said this today. We all do the same thing. It's like picking a hairstylist. All of them went to school. They all went to school. They all got their license. They're all professionals, but you choose the one for you because of like special reasons. So like show off the special things that make you you, because that's what's going to make somebody choose you opposed to somebody else. And then last is I save photos. So these are just like random photo ideas that I feel like fit me, my brand, and all of that. So on Facebook, my posting schedule is 3 times a day. The morning, I'm posting the quote, normally found it somewhere from inspiration. And then I go into, hey, I have a giveaway going on. I'm giving samples away today. I'm doing whatever. People end up commenting and they share a hack for me. That blows me up locally because it's a bunch of local people who already follow me. And then last, I'm sharing something about what I'm excited about with this business. I'm sharing my story with it. I'm doing something like that. So for the most part on Instagram, I work it just like Morgan. But on Facebook, that's what I'm doing there. That's like a little bit different. And yeah, I'll end up doing like a whole thing over that kind of stuff soon because I know it'd be beneficial, but hold on. I had to like stop the
You're good. No, that's awesome. I need to get better about like Pinterest. Like most of my quotes too, like I post on my story, like they're all from Pinterest, and all that. So I definitely love that. Real quick, because I know the family call is starting soon, but they're only a couple minutes late anyways. But I just want to stress, especially after the event that I was at this weekend, like it was so short. But like my girls, like, y'all know, like I was telling y'all in our team chat, like today has even been weird, like decompressing everything and just soaking it all in. Like y'all are a part of one of the most amazing companies out there. And I'm not saying that because like I want you to stick around. I'm saying that because you truly are. Like these people, especially with conference coming up, I hear every single year, Amalie Arena or Amalie Arena, it's a hockey arena. They hold concerts there. Like it is massive. Like I don't know how many people can like be held in there. Like thousands of people. And Cindy Pentecost, Mark's wife, before conference starts, before anyone gets there, she goes and touches every single seat in that arena and prays over it. Praying that whoever is in the seat at whatever moment will hear, will feel, will get something out of something that's being said. She walks down that whole arena. Thousands of seats. And she takes the time to pray that every single seat, someone will be touched in there. And so I can't stress that enough, that you are here for a reason. You may not know what that is. You're going to have those ups and downs, and it's going to be hard. And you're going to be like, I don't know if I can do this anymore. Or you might be on that high and be like, you rule the world. Like just, it's crazy. Like you're in a business and it's going to happen. But I was telling my mom this today. I was like, you can't find people that care so much about you in a company working aspect. I get it. Like your family loves you. But like you don't go to a 9 to 5 and they're like, grow your mind, grow your faith, be a better person. You're there to make the money and then leave. the people that I was around this weekend, some of them I had met for the first time. All of them I've actually met for the first time. I knew for 24 hours at this event. And these people were telling me, you can do it. They were helping me out. They were giving me tips. They were encouraging me. I'm like, these people don't even know me. And I've had family know me my whole life. And they're like, you're really doing that? Is it going to last? Why don't you just find like another job for a little bit? My own family. And I've had people that I don't even know, like, you can do it. Your girls can do it. So I just want to tell y'all that because I cried at the event. I cried on the way home. I cried this morning. Like, it's so emotional because this company and these people love us so much. Jade, she's never even met y'all and she loves y'all so much. She has prayed for y'all. We have all prayed for y'all. We all pray, bring the right people in my business. Bring them to me or bring me to them. Bring those people that need this, that want this, that are willing to go that extra mile and do something that's not so called normal or can be kind of weird or not the average thing to do, and bring them because they want more out of life. And that's what this company does. If you want to be above average and do more, like Marcus said, this is the year of more, you can only do that here. Because corporate America, there's a ceiling. And you're going to get to that ceiling and you're going to plateau. You're going to stop. And this company doesn't have that. And I'm going to tell you something that I've never heard of. Amber Parker was sitting next to me at dinner last night. And again, she's been a part of the company for 7 years. And now she works with corporate doing field development. So she travels around doing events. And she looked at us all and she goes, I've sat with Mark. And I've looked deep into that comp plan and how all this can play out. And she said, this compensation plan is made for people to make $1 million a month. If you work at it and you have the grit for it. Because we all have the ability to do it. But this company takes grit. This work takes grit. You have to have that substantial of when you're tired, when you don't feel like it, when your emotions get the best of you, when you're not motivated, when people are letting you down, when people quit and you thought they were going to be a rock star and you're like, why? I saw so much potential in you. You're going to have those moments. But Mark has been in network marketing. He knows what he's doing. And he made this comp plan specifically for people to make that much. $1 million a year? Or not a year, a month? If I make $1 million in 10 years, I'm good. Yes. So that is just how much Mark and Cindy and corporate, they love us. And that's why they're constantly coming out with bonuses and getting the most amazing products and Dr. Nassif and traveling and all these things because they want the best for us so much. I'm about to wrap this up. But Mark went from a high school basketball coach to now a multi-billionaire with a ranch and an island. He's his own island. If you don't know that, CEO has his own island. Who buys an island? Like, crazy. But also, he's donated millions of dollars to children's funds with children that are fighting for cancer because he's gone through cancer. That's why we started our keto line, if you didn't know that. We started a keto line because he got diagnosed with cancer and his doctor said, if you want to survive, you have to start keto. That's why we have the keto line. That happened a few years ago that I heard that story. So, okay, they're on now. So with all that being said, you're here for a reason. We love you. We want the best for you. That's why we're doing these. So just know you're here for a reason. And we're super excited. So I'm super excited. I'm going to let y'all hop off here since the call is starting and some big announcement is happening that I know that we're all excited for. So if y'all think of anything, I know we kind of ran over, but and we will talk to y'all later. Bye, y'all.